All right, hello everyone. This video is for section 2.2.5 and how to use RGuroo to create histogram and frequency tables. So I have a problem here from RGuroo with your dataset, and then this is asking us to use RGuroo to create a relative frequency table and then answer the question of what is the relative frequency of a large moving truck being used. So we have a moving company that has 3 sizes of trucks to use depending on the amount and size of the items being moved, small, medium, and large. And the sizes used on the last 20 jobs are as follows. So we have 20 entries in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to download the CSV file to your computer. Once you have done that, we are going to go to RGuroo. We need to import a data set into RGuroo. So we are going to the Data tab. We go to Data Import, and we go to Import Dataset. We get this new window. In this new window, we're going to choose that file. So from here, some students drag it here. You can be flagged if you try to drag the dataset here when you're doing the test. So I strongly suggest that you just click on Choose Files. This is going to open your downloads, and then it's going to look like this, Newton dataset with a bunch of numbers. So you're going to click in there. If you're doing many problems and you don't want to lose track of the one that you're working with, I'll suggest that you change the name, and I'll just call this trucks so that I can relate this problem, this data set, with the problem that I'm working on RGuroo. Otherwise, you will have a list of a bunch of files or data sets that looks exactly the same. Newton data set with a bunch of numbers. All right, we always pay attention whether or not that first line is the header for our column. In this case, it is. If we go back, the data set has a header with the name of the variable. So we're good. We click upload. For the most part, we ignore this shallow table, and we have here our 20 data points on 1 all the way to 20. So that's how you import your dataset. After importing the dataset, now we want to go to analytics. We go to analysis, and we go all the way to tabulation. We want to do a frequency table. This variable in here is a categorical variable. It has 3 categories, small, medium, large. So when we choose tabulation, we need to choose the categorical one because our variable is categorical. Click in there. We're going to select the data set first. And then we go here to factor, and we are going to choose our truck size. That is the factor that we are going to do. In here, we have the counts, and we have the proportions, and we have the percentages. Remember that the question is asking us for the relative frequency. So the relative frequency, remember, is that proportion. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to choose the proportions one, and I am going to click the blue eye. And here is the frequency, the relative frequency, which is for the large. So we have a total of 4 large trucks out of 20. So again, it's a relative frequency. So your answer should be that proportion. All right, so for the large, the proportion is 0.2. We submit that, and if you need so, you get the explanations right there. All right, so let's see. Okay, so this is a reporter is doing a story about a number of cars that reported in various small towns in a certain state. It publishes a random sample of 20 towns data for the most recent years shown below. So again, we have the data and we have all of the points. We're going to use RGuroo to create that frequency distributions for the data. And we are going to see how many towns had 4 card thefts reported in the most recent year. So same deal. We are going to download the CSV. This is in the middle, all right? So we go to RGuroo. We go to data, data import, import data set. Again, we're going to choose the file. For me, it's always the first one in the list because of the order or because of the way I have ordered my files is always the last one, but this is what I tell you. You see, they're all the same. So it's very hard to keep track. And so this one is, well, that's the context, right? Yep. So let's just call it like that. We have a header in the first line. It's this thing in here that says data in the beginning. So we click upload. We ignore this yellow table. And then here we have our header in the top with the data. And then we have all of our data points underneath for a total of 20. So we have that. Then we go to analytics. We go to analysis. We go to tabulation. Then now this is numerical because it's telling us the number of theft reported for that year, I think, right? For the year. So this is what we need. So now because this is numerical, we're going to choose here the numerical. We're going to select our data set. We're going to select our variable. And we need the counts. So if we click the blue eye, we're going to get a table that is giving us the frequencies, which is in the last column for our data counts. Look at this in here. You have like this in here is the interval from 0 to 1, but the 0 is the one that is included. 1 is not. The 1 is actually included in here. So at the end, we have 3 towns that reported 0 theft. We have 5 towns that reported 1. We have 4 towns that reported 2, and so on. So we have 3 towns that reported 3. The question is, how many towns had 4? And so 4 is in here. This is 4 card theft in the year, and then the total is 2. The frequency is 2. So then we should go here and we should type Y3, 4 cars. 4 cars, that's a 2. All right, I have to check the answer. Here it says 3, but the answer is actually 2, right? Which is what we're seeing on RGuroo. So again, 4 cars, we are seeing that 2 times. So that's the frequency. So it should be 2, which the explanation says, but the answer in here is incorrect. I already submitted the feedback to let them know. Right, so this is another frequency. And all right, so for this one, it's a histogram. So let's talk about histogram. So it's the same deal. So let's download the CSV. Let's go to RGuroo. And let's go to data import again. Let's import our data set. So it's the third one. Again, I'm going to change the name. And I'm going to do words per minute. Right, do we have, yep, we have the header. So the first line, we do upload. We can ignore this. And so we have our data set. Then we go to plots and we are going to create a histogram. We're going to select the data set. We're going to select our variable. So let's just go back here. It says use RGuroo to create a histogram of the data. how many of the employees type more than 60 words per minute. So we want the frequency. I think there's nothing else we do here. So this is what we need. We need to know who this is. So this is 2. So more than 60, here is your 60 words per minute. More than 60 is going to be towards the right, which is this bin that we have in here. And the height of the bin is 2. So then the answer for this should be 2. All right. So again, we use RGuroo to create a histogram. So you download your dataset, you import the dataset into RGuroo. Once you are in RGuroo, you go to plots, you go to create a plot, you go to histogram. And then in histogram, you choose your dataset, you choose the variable for that dataset. You can leave the rest the same. You can click in here for the counts. And what that will do is it will bring a number in here. So you will see what's the height of that particular bin. Okay, so from 20 to 30, we have that 2. From 30 to 40, we have the 3. So it's telling you the height of the bin. All right, so again, we want employees type more than 60. So then here's your 60. This is more than, so the answer is 2. All right, so again, this is 2.2.5. So I think, I hope this is very helpful.